we are wrapping up 2022, and like we do every year, we like to look back and just talk about our trips.
And just the year in general. What we did, what we didn't do, what we hope to do next year.
Yeah, I mean, we've said this before, we're not trying to be YouTube famous. We started making videos like this a long time ago. COVID happened, and then we just couldn't share them with family because we couldn't see them. And the only way we found we could reliably upload large video files was through YouTube. And so we still do it. It's changed a little bit over the past year or so just because we've had people comment or feedback from friends and family asking questions, so then we've started to incorporate that into our videos. However, the point being, we know first and foremost we do make these for ourselves, so we like to do a recap and just have a nice little summary of the year, and occasionally look back on those just for our own wants and needs. So here we are.
I don't know, it's fun to see how far we've come from the beginning of the year, end of last year, all the way to now, and all the fun things that we got to do. And, you know, we love those memories. We love getting to see them play out in all of our videos, mainly for us, not for anybody else, but it's fun just to share those things because we have so much fun doing what we do in camping and travel and everything like that. We just, for one, we love it, and two, we hope others will be able to get that opportunity as well. So I just love to look back on it, see those videos, and see all of the fun things that we did.
One of the things we did a lot more of this year was state parks. We hadn't done any state parks prior to this year, and one of Mel's 2022 goals was to do a state park or more state parks.
At least one.
And we did quite a few this year. We did
2.
Punderson State Park in Ohio. Mm-hmm. We did the
Sterling
State Park in Michigan, and is that it? Just 2 then?
Just 2.
It felt like a lot. When you normally do 0, 2 feels like a lot.
Yeah, we just did 2, but then we also did 2 national parks. So 2 state, 2 national. Still in 2023, I can't count.
So that was fun. And then another thing we picked up was disc golf. A campground we stayed at last year, they had disc golf baskets there, like 15 feet from our actual front door of our camper. And I thought, that's cool. So this year when I knew we were going back, I thought, let's pick up some cheap discs and see what it's all about. So we bought a cheap bag off of Amazon with starter discs for 2 people, and I really enjoyed it.
I think it's a lot of fun. We love being outdoors. We love getting to walk and be active. Mm-hmm. And it's one way that we can camp and still be active and go do things that we love to do and just hang out with each other and talk and lose discs in the trees and in the ponds, and frustrating but fun all on the same time.
Yeah, I mean, we got better. It was a lot of fun, and it really forced us to get out and see more. We played at disc golf courses in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio, and I think that's it this year. But I mean,
you've gone further in your mind than we really did.
Well, there's an app called UDisc. You pull it up, you hit, disc golf courses in the area, and then you read some ratings, and we go. And it's forced us to get out and see some new places. One of the ones that immediately comes to mind was Moraine State Park in Pennsylvania. That was actually where we also hiked at McConnell Mill State Park, mm-hmm. Which was hands down our favorite hike. It smelled great. It was just absolutely stunning. That's probably why I think we did a lot more state parks than we did. We only stayed at 2 state parks, but we went to a lot of state parks this year. We visited quite a few. We played disc golf at some. Yeah. So the dogs are playing with the balls now. So disc golf was just a cool way to get out and see things. It's as someone who doesn't play golf, or at least doesn't play golf well, disc golf to me feels much more. There's a better median, right? Anyone can throw a frisbee, and you can start.
That's what you think.
And you can start disc golf for like $30, opposed to buying an expensive set of clubs or having to rent clubs. It's just, I don't know. I really enjoy it. Either way, I mean, that was a fun thing we did this year. And then the other thing was getting our puppy Ella.
We started the year
in winter. Never do that.
In winter, and we had been talking about it for a while, and then finally went to the local shelter and picked her up, and the rest is history. It's been a exciting, challenging adventure, but honestly, she's brought so much joy to our life. We have a puppy, well, not a puppy anymore, but she's 15, and she's doing very well, but she doesn't do anything. She's 15. She's 15. Bringing Ella in was just a a breath of fresh air, honestly, from the last couple years that we've had, from COVID, family issues, things like that. It was just fun to bring that life back in.
Very go, go, go. She's going right now.
She doesn't ever
It was a
not
good,
go.
It was a good reset for us. So she was exciting this year as well.
Very exciting. I mean, we originally weren't planning on getting another puppy until Lady was gone, but Lady has defied all odds and
15.
all sorts of issues, and she's still here and still very healthy. So we're like, you know what? We're not going to keep waiting because she could still be here.
She's going to outlive all of us, yeah.
So we brought her in, and it's been so much fun. And getting to take her to those parks has been awesome.
A lot of fun. I think the other big highlights were we did a lot more further out of state trips this year. Last year our big trip would have been, we went from Ohio to, I always mess this one up, Boston? Baltimore? Where did we go?
We did go to Maryland.
Well, the first year we did no big trip. The second year last year we did Ohio to Baltimore down to Myrtle Beach for a week, and that was a really good trip. So we wanted to do another big trip this year, but we ended up doing a bunch of big trips. We did Tennessee, Nashville for a week with my family in May. Mm-hmm. Then we did the Smokies back to Tennessee in the Pigeon Forge area in August. And then we did a lot of driving down to Key West in October for like our final big trip of the year.
That was like the grand finale of the year of travel.
That trip was a blast. We drove straight from here down to the Keys. We did stop 2 nights on the way down, and the best part about camping is, and it's actually one of my favorite moments, I think, was, so we stopped at a Harvest Host the first night, which was other goal this year, was to do more Harvest Hosts.
Yes, we did
quite a few.
We did there.
So we stayed there, but on the second night, we weren't sure really where we were going to stay. We were looking for Harvest Hosts, and I told Mel, like, we're passing through Orlando. We love Disney. Why aren't we going to stay at Disney? So we called around and we found actually a really nice resort just 10 minutes from Disney Springs.
It worked out. We got to stop in Disney, even though we were only there for less than 24 hours.
Yeah, 12 maybe.
It was just so fun to be back in Disney because we love it there. We love being there, and just getting to do that on a whim was amazing.
And on the way down, we did 2 boondocking nights. Stayed at a winery.
Yeah.
But in the middle of nowhere, the stars were perfect.
Oh, the stars, when you are harvest hosting in the most remote places, it is so fun. Even if it's 30 degrees outside, go outside, look at the stars.
If it's cold, they're even better, because typically that's when the stars are the best.
It's so clear. No city lights, no nothing. Literally, it was just us in the parking lot.
Coming back, like we're just gonna leave as early as we can. I think we left around 5-6 a.m.
Yeah, it was early.
From the Keys, and we'll see how far we get. At the 14-hour mark, Mel finally said, "We need to stop. I need a break." I'm like, "I am good."
Oh, he would. If I wouldn't have started to get hangry and angry and just over it, he would have just kept going.
That's only 22 hours, so 14 hours in, she said we're done. That was a big trip.
Electricity for that one, so that was nice.
Yes. So we had a lot of fun in 2022. What do you think was your favorite moment?
Okay. Favorite moment, I would say our very first trip this year, April. We go to the same campground that we always go to, but it was just so much fun getting to take the puppy with us. She had never been in. Our puppies are our children, and it was just fun to see her because it's quite literally seeing things like through a child's eyes, but in a puppy. She had never, been in a camper, been on a 2-hour drive, and then a lake. Like, it was just so much fun just to get them out there and just to experience that. She's never seen that. She has no idea what that is. But I think the best part is that we get to do that with our dogs. We get to go to these places and still be able to bring them with us. And that to me is super important. Side note though, second kind of favorite thing would be I got to see a bear.
Yeah, bear. That was cool.
Which is really cool. Which also Ella got to see as well.
The first bear we saw, we're like, oh my god, we got to see a bear. Then the second bear, we're like, we saw 2 bears. On the third bear, we're like, we saw a third bear. And then that one kind of came after us. We're like, okay, I think we're good on bears for the trip.
Yeah, amazing.
What was your favorite trip of 2022?
Favorite trip? I would say the Smokies. We hiked so much that we fell in love with hiking. Like, we like to bike, we like to be outdoors and walk, but we've never hiked to this extent, and it was so much fun. It was challenging, it was breathtaking. We saw bears.
Yeah, I mean, we were hiking.
We horseback rode in the Smokies. Like, it was just,
that's cool.
Everything about it, the whole area was so nice. I mean, just the views were stunning. It was probably it was my favorite trip, I think, of the year.
We hiked a lot, many miles a day. We walked like 30,000 steps a day. We walked so much that finally on the last day, like, it was our last day because our legs were finally just done.
And there was one more hike that we wanted to try to do, but we both kind of like looked at each other like, I just don't think that our bodies can do it. Which was fine, because we at that point had done three or four other hikes, plus the horseback riding, plus Pigeon Forge area, plus everything else that we did so much, and it was so fun.
My favorite trip would actually also be Tennessee, but it would be Nashville earlier in the year. Yeah. That was our first big trip with Ella. Mm-hmm. We stayed at a Harvest Host on the way down that was a goat farm primarily, but they had cow, horses,
chicken.
I say cow because they had one cow. Like, they got cow. They had horses. They had everything. So it was really cool.
Oh, the sheep. They're so funny.
At night, we got in there, we set up, and then 15 feet from the door was a mini goat pen. Yeah. But we had the door open, and Ella's staring out and looking weird, and so I peek out the door, and there's just a chicken sitting out there.
Chicken.
She's never seen a bird so big. We took over by the goat pen, and she was very confused, but they were all just,
and they all
yelling. And
they saw her, and they all unanimously backed up. Like, what is this?
And she's like, come on, friends. All of my family went all the way from Ohio to Nashville. Most of them drove. My parents flew.
We booked it, and we said, does anybody want to come to Nashville with us? We're going to be there that weekend, because I booked most of our trips very early in the year. So, like, starting now, I start to plan everything for the rest of the year. And I put it out there to everybody, and
normally everyone goes, yeah, we'll go, and then no one goes.
Happens.
And then the next thing everyone's like, so we booked our flight, we booked our hotel, we booked whatever. So
then I had to, like, really take a step back and, like, really plan everything to make sure everybody was included, to do all these things to make sure they got to see everything too. So that was fun.
Tennessee was just fun. We actually both of our favorite trips were the Tennessee ones. So much I'm like, we could live in Tennessee.
We really loved the surrounding area. We loved the feel of it.
Yeah.
There's so much to do around there, even though downtown Nashville was
not our thing.
Everything around it was.
That first Nashville trip, I think it just set a good tone for the rest of the year, because it was the first. It was early in the season. I mean, that was in May, and we had started the first week of April camping, so that was an early big trip, which then proceeded to have other big trips and just solid camping season. So that was probably my favorite trip.
It set the tone for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so 2022 has been a wild ride. Yeah. If 2023 is even exactly the same, I'll be okay with that, because
we go bigger every year.
yeah. We're like, we can go a little bit further. We went 22 hours this year. We could go 28. I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff, and I'm looking to do more with the dogs. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And 22 was a blast.
Yeah, here's to 2023. And the most exciting thing.
You're gonna spoil it without it here?
I guess we'll have to wait. Don't even understand.
Oh, I was just trying to eat your hair. went to put this on as a joke. It could be the whiskey talking, but it actually looks pretty good. What souvenir did you get?
I bought all the cheese. I'm so sorry. I mean, look at it.
Princess Leia.
If anybody's put on a bed sheet in their lifetime, you know it's incredibly difficult. It's even harder in a little space like that. Ella, it's exhausting and I'm sweating. Let's see how this goes. No. This is not a game. I'm trying to legitimately do this. Oh no.
Headed to the Hershey RV show to hopefully find whatever our next RV is going to be.
Here we go.
Those Reese's Puffs are pretty good though.
Other people. I don't know.
Not for us.
Not for us. We can do that.
We'll
no
cut
problem.
back in when we're up there going.
I already am. The strenuous part, I get it.
Did you know it's snowing outside?
Yeah.